So as you have very rightly said, the present challenge, every school board or the educational system in the country is facing is huge content load of subjects. So that in a way takes away the joy of learning and converting it as an exam pressure. Because of the content load, the children are not able to concentrate on any co-scholastic areas or any activity-based learning. So it's a big challenge. That is why the NEP is also focusing on reduction on content load. So our focus in the new national curriculum framework should be reduction of content load without compromising the quality of learning. At the same time, it should give ample scope for experiential learning, joyful learning, learning connecting to real life scenario, application of knowledge in the real life scenario. All those aspects should get proper attention while framing the curriculum framework. So larger picture of the new national curriculum framework would be the content creation as well as recommending strategies for its implementation on ground. So like school boards like Central Board of Secondary Education and state school boards, how to implement these recommendations in totality. So in the present scenario, how to implement these recommendations and how to realize the vision laid by NEP on ground. So CBSE in general has identified 4 or 5 major areas to work upon, because the curriculum area is largely handled by the NCERT and the SCERT. But the curriculum developed by the NCERTs and the SCERT, how to translate it on ground. So we have identified 4 major areas. One is the pedagogical aspect, the teaching learning that is happening in the classroom. So the innovative pedagogy, the competency-based or competency-focused learning, how can it happen in the classroom? And how can learning can happen in a multicultural, multilinguistic environment without compromising on the national ethos, values, and other social aspects. Second, how can we transform the assessment so that the joy of learning can be retained, and at the same time, how can we assess a child holistically? That is the second aspect of implementing the national education policy. Third aspect is to attain the vision of NEP. The huge capacity building of teachers are required. The national curriculum framework for teachers is under development, but at the same time, huge capacity building of the teachers to undertake interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary approach, experiential learning in the classroom, as well as innovative assessment strategy. Following innovative assessment strategies in the classrooms are required. So the huge capacity building is a third major focus area wherein everyone need to invest to promote quality education. And the fourth area is systemic reforms. So the education as a whole is the result of systems and processes. So systemic reforms in the area of school quality assessment and assurance, holistic progress card, so that is the 360-degree analysis and feedback to the school system, key stage assessment, or SAFL, or the structured assessment for analyzing learning. These are various initiatives taken by the CBSE for bringing systemic reforms in the schooling system. Beyond that, CBSE is already offering a huge number of subjects, a huge bucket of subjects at classes 10 and 12. Almost 60 subjects are offered at class 10th, 9th, and 10th level, and almost more than 100 subjects are offered, including skill subjects at classes 11 and 12. As far as the board is concerned, we are even today open with the idea of a NEP that every subject is equal and any child can select subject of his choice. For example, the physics, chemistry, and music can be taken. But our limitation is there are a limitation of resources, and again, the vertical mobility of a subject of a combination of subject like music with science or mathematics will not get any place for admission in the higher education institution. So the proper linkage of school education, higher education, as well as the job market should happen. There also a proper dialogue and discussions should be initiated, as well as a proper design should take place that should connect the school education, higher education, as well as the job market. So it's a collective effort of everybody. So our focus, as Dr. Shakila has rightly said, it should focus. Our focus should be shifted from the content-based learning to experiential learning. We should keep in mind the 21st century learner, the skill set, abilities, competencies required for a learner to lead a successful and happy life in the 21st century, or 2040, 2050, 2060, needs to be visualized. Accordingly, we should prepare our learners. So one has to be a lifelong learner, and a lot of adaptability is required in the today's scenario. So all those cognitive, affective, and psychomotor skills needs to be developed in the learner through the curriculum transaction process. So our aim should be to create a well-rounded citizen who can lead a successful life in the 21st century, who will remain happy in life, and who can spread happiness in the life. The one who can appreciate diversity, one who can appreciate plurality, one who has a global vision. That kind of a value system also should be developed to the new generation learners. So technology is one part. Technology has its own importance, and without technology, one cannot lead a successful life. At the same time, fundamental values should also be promoted. A lot of contextualization should happen in the learning area, because India is huge and vast. It is according to the local situation, the adaptation should happen. And as far as practicable, the learner should be allowed to learn. The initial stage of early childhood education should happen in the mother tongue. All those aspects should be taken care of, so that real happy learning should happen. And one kind of happy classroom needs to be created for our new generation. All those 21st century skills like collaboration, communication, critical thinking, problem solving, analysis, creation, and digital literacy, mathematical literacy, scientific literacy, all those 21st century skilling needs to be focused upon. And also, it's very important to provide learning opportunity to every learner to learn according to his own taste and aptitude. Every learner may not be equally talented. So the learner should have enough opportunity. For example, CBSE has introduced a 2-level mathematics. There are also other subjects at 2-level assessment is happening. So these kind of thoughts should also go into the framing of national curriculum framework, as well as its allied areas like curriculum transaction, pedagogy, assessment. In all these level, multiple assessment areas should also be created. Multiple level of assessment opportunity should be given to the learner, so that every learner's requirement should have a place in our education system. So every one who is working in this area should think about it. And also another most important aspect is inclusivity. Inclusivity from the for taking care of the needs of the specially able children at this, and all kind of inclusivity. That inclusive society needs to be created. There should be concern for the marginalized, for the poor, for the less privileged. All those compassion, love, all those aspects should also be interwoven in the curriculum framework.